Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Sonny. Oh my God. Flip this top onto there. Oh my God. This is a grilled cheese to remember, guys. Parmesan crusted brioche stuffed with Italian cheese and muenster. Oh my God. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Sonny Harrell and I've spent the last 15 years working in more than a dozen professional kitchens all around the world. And here on this channel, I share all the amazing tips and tricks and knowledge and skills, and I'm giving it all back to you. And as always, if you get some value from these videos, do not forget to subscribe for future videos just like this one. So here's what you're gonna need for this grilled cheese. I have some brioche that's sliced, nice and thick. I've got some muenster cheese there. I've got some room temp butter, some Parmigiano Reggiano, which I'll talk about more in a second, and some Italian cheddar, which is also beautiful. So a quick note about the Parmigiano Reggiano, or as an Italian would say it, Parmigiano Reggiano. So the name Parmigiano Reggiano actually comes from the regions that this cheese is made in Italy. And if you're in the store and you're buying something that's called Parmesan, P-A-R-M-E-S-A-N, that is not the real deal. And in fact, it's not even the same. It's not nearly as good. The only thing you need to make sure is that it says Parmigiano Reggiano. It'll also say it's made in Italy, and then you know it's the real deal. I would always recommend spending the $3 or $4 extra it costs and just get the good stuff, because this is where it's at. Next cheese is going to be a sartori cheddar. That's an Italian cheese, and it's actually very similar to Parmesan in taste, but it's much creamier and it's going to melt better. But it is going to complement that Parmesan crust in a beautiful way. And the last cheese is just a muenster cheese. It's good for melting. I love the subtle flavor of muenster cheese. There are all kinds of different great cheeses to melt for grilled cheese, but here are some that I would recommend to you if you want to try something of your own. Mozzarella, cheddar, Gruyere, Fontina, Provolone, Gouda, Taleggio, Raclette. Those are all amazing cheeses to put on grilled cheese. You know, and a big reason I started this channel is just to inspire people to cook. Take this, do your own spin. Try it with sourdough and Taleggio. Try it with ciabatta and raclette, whatever. Do something of your own and let me know how it goes in the comments. I would love to hear from you. So first things first, you just want to microplane your Parmesan onto 1/2 side of your board. We're going to do quite a lot. If you don't have a microplane, just use a grater and just use the finest setting you have on that grater, and that will work as well, but microplane is preferred. Spread that out a little bit. Next step, we're going to butter the bread. I just have some room temperature butter here, unsalted butter. I'm just going to use my trusty little palette knife, and I really want you to take your time. This is an important step. Just really take your time to cover it all perfectly. And you'll see why we do this in a minute. Set that one aside, do the back side of the other one. And that's that. And so what we're gonna do here, taking that butter side, is just dip it into the Parmesan. We just microplane, just slight pressure. And so you really want it to cover all of it. See, we need a little more here, so we just press that down. And that's good right there, nicely coated. Set that aside. Make sure you push it all in. Beautifully covered. So I've got a cast iron skillet just going over a really low heat here. I've had it on that low heat for about 3 minutes. So we want to cook this brioche on a low heat because there's sugar in that bread and it's going to burn a lot quicker than normal bread. Also, by cooking on low heat, we're going to try to achieve this beautiful crunch on the bread and the Parmesan. And we also want to be careful not to overcook the Parmesan as it can get bitter. So we just want a nice golden brown. So that's hot. There's our cheese. Now, there's plenty of butter on there. That's why it's going into a dry pan. Just slight pressure, barely pushing on this at all. And we're just gonna let it roll on that low heat for a few minutes. And so what you're gonna wanna do here is just to peek under carefully. I'm using that palette knife again. And just look at the color, because it's gonna go under the broiler in a minute and it's gonna stay in this cast iron skillet. So it's gonna continue to cook on that bottom side. So we need to stay ahead of it and put it in with the cheese before. Okay, so that's been cooking on low heat for 4 minutes. Now we're gonna add the cheese. I'm putting my muenster down first. I'm going cheesy, cheesy, guys. Cheesy, cheesy. The sartori, Italian cheddar on top of that. So I'm gonna have this about 7 inches from the broiler. I don't want it to be too close because this is brioche, and if it was too close, the bread would burn before the cheese melted. So we've got a good amount of distance. Now it's going under the broiler. I'll see you soon. So they've been in for about 2 minutes, coming along nicely. These are almost done, right? We don't want to over melt this cheese, otherwise the fat is gonna separate. Okay, so that was in for 2.5, 3 minutes tops. The cheese is just melted. Now we're gonna flip this top onto there. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, well, I'm pretty excited. I am pretty excited. One more thing to note about this grilled cheese is that you need to let it cool down a little bit. And that'll let that Parmesan really crisp up so you get that texture that you want. Here we go. Heaven is a place where grilled cheeses exist and you can eat them every day without getting sick. Guys, this is incredible. It's amazing. Crunch on the outside from that Parmesan, and then to break through that crunch into that soft, buttery brioche bread, and then into the melty, salty muenster and Italian cheese. Oh my God. There's not so many things in life that you can make this fast that are this good. Do you know what I mean? I hope this video inspired you in some way, and I hope you're feeling really ready and charged up to make your next grilled cheese. Let me know how it goes in the comments of this video. Let me know what bread you use, what cheese you use. I want to know what's working for you. As always, if you enjoyed the content, do not forget to leave me a like and do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.